market is not the respecter of persons. It is what you bring to the table that will determine the flow of resources to you. People that have become very wealthy and very influential in the scheme of things are people that have come to understand the mechanism that operates in the marketplace. And there are also people that operate in many markets. They are not a one market player. You know, we have the stock market. Like in Abuja, where we live, there are many markets. There's the fish market. It's in Kado. There is the furniture. This one, if you look at this parable literally, it only applies to the kingdom of God. But within it is wisdom for us on how to operate here on earth. There are certain fundamental truths here that have been established by Christ for us to understand that, look, we are Christians. Yes, I understand that there's the place of the mercies of God, that when it comes to the kingdom, the thief by the side of Jesus can enter heaven. You understand? You know, so don't get me wrong that, okay, in this kingdom, God does not, even if it is 1 hour, you are in. So God, there is this point in God where everybody will receive equally. There are some things, but you don't expect to receive the same reward with Paul, who did more work than you did. Because everybody will enter heaven. That's equal. Equality of access, but not equality of results. So when it comes to access, it is the same. When it comes to some things in God, there are equality, but there are other things in this kingdom where God will begin to make a difference. Everybody's work will be tried with fire. So the rules that obtains in God's kingdom is not the rule that obtains in the world. In the world, they are brutal. So you cannot carry kingdom principle, hook, line, and sinker, and take it to Babylon. It will chew you up. You have to behave like Daniel, that when he got to Babylon, he had to adjust himself to fulfill the righteous requirement of the laws of Babylon without compromising the standards of God. I don't know where you're getting me. So you don't expect the world to pay you the way God will pay you. Because the measuring stick that God uses and the qualities and the quantities that he uses in assessing people and the factors that he puts together and God's own concept and based on the nature of God, he's full of mercy and compassion. He can do what in real life, in the bank, they sack people. You understand? Your ways of Babylon. You know, Jesus said, saying some heavy stuff when he said, be wise as the serpent. That is, you must get to the point where your wisdom is superior to the wisdom of Babylon and Egypt put together. When God was preparing Moses for that everyone must master. It is one negotiate. There are some things you don't negotiate when you are hungry. Don't negotiate when you are desperate. Don't negotiate when you are tired. And in negotiating, when you are negotiating stuff, the person that is weakest is disadvantaged. Don't allow the people you are negotiating with sense that they have the upper hand. Hello? Don't allow that. That's what Jesus is saying here. Because when they got to the marketplace, the hirer of labor saw guys, he wanted guys that were early risers. He wanted people that would come. So that is already an advantage. That was why he was willing to negotiate. But the other people that came by now, he was not ready to negotiate with them. An entitlement mentality. You are not entitled to anything. This is the greatest undoing of our generation. People have entitlement mentality. Your father does not owe you anything. Because there are people that don't have fathers. Your uncle does not owe you. Your church. Say, don't think what your country will do for you. But think of what you will do for your country. It is foolish people that go around with and say, do you know I'm worth more than this? Life does not give you all your entitlement. So it is foolish for you to go around carrying around. They were the only ones. When they agreed for a penny, they said, okay, am I saying something well this morning? A man that is deficient, maybe the first in time. So as the citizens of God's, he said, how can you pay me? He said, come. How can you? So the easiest place where you can, when people begin to sense that you have an entitlement mentality, they begin to lose respect for you. That I have friends that are millionaires doesn't mean that if my car have a problem, they must pay for it. Do you understand? You must be sensitive, super sensitive in the spirit, more than you are conscious of money in the market.